The Palestinian people are an ethno-national group comprising the modern descendants of the peoples who have lived in Palestine continuously over the centuries and who today are largely culturally and linguistically Arab, including those ethnic Jews and Samaritans who fit this definition. Despite various wars and exoduses, and almost 21% of the population of Israel proper is Arab citizens of Israel. Many are Palestinian refugees or internally displaced Palestinians, including more than 1 million in the Gaza Strip, about 750,000 in the West Bank and about 250,000 in Israel proper. Of the Palestinian population who live abroad, known as the Palestinian diaspora, more than half are stateless, lacking citizenship in any country. Between 2.1 and 3.24 million of the diaspora population live as refugees in neighboring Jordan. Over 1 million live between Syria and Lebanon, and about 750,000 live in Saudi Arabia, with Chile's 500,000 representing the largest concentration outside the Middle East. Palestinian Christians and Muslims constituted 90% of the population of Palestine in 1919. Just before the third wave of Jewish immigration under the post-WW1 British Mandatory Authority, opposition to which spurred the consolidation of a unified national identity, fragmented as it was by regional, class, religious and family differences. The history of the Palestinian national identity is a disputed issue amongst scholars. Palestinian was used to refer to the nationalist concept of a Palestinian people by Palestinian Arabs from the late 19th century, albeit in a limited way until World War I. The dissolution of the Ottoman Empire and creation of mandatory Palestine replaced Ottoman citizen with Palestinian citizenship, solidifying a national identity. After the creation of the State of Israel, the Exodus of 1948 and more so after the Exodus of 1967, the term evolved into a sense of a shared future in the form of aspirations for a significantly reduced Palestinian state. Palestinian identity encompasses the heritage of all ages from biblical times up to the Ottoman period. Founded in 1964, the Palestine Liberation Organization is an umbrella organization for groups that represent the Palestinian people before international states. The Palestinian National Authority, officially established in 1994 as a result of the Oslo Accords, is an interim administrative body nominally responsible for governance in Palestinian population centers in the West Bank and Gaza Strip. Since 1978, the United Nations has observed an annual International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people. According to Perry Anderson, it is estimated that half of the population in the Palestinian territories are refugees and that they have collectively suffered approximately $300 billion United States dollars in property losses due to Israeli confiscations at 2008-09 prices. The Greek toponym Palestine, with which the Arabic Philastin is cognate, first occurs in the work of the 5th century BCE Greek historian Herodotus, where it denotes generally the coastal land from Phoenicia down to Egypt. Herodotus also employs the term as an ethnonym, as when he speaks of the Syrians of Palestine or Palestinian Syrians, an ethnically amorphous group he distinguishes from the Phoenicians. Herodotus makes no distinction between the Jews and other inhabitants of Palestine. The Greek word reflects an ancient Eastern Mediterranean Near Eastern word which was used either as a toponym or ethnonym. In ancient Egyptian Pelset, Purusati has been conjectured to refer to the sea peoples, particularly the Philistines. Among Semitic languages, Akkadian Palastu is used of 7th century Philistia and its, by then, 4 city-states. Biblical Hebrew's cognate word Plistum is usually translated Philistines. Syria Palestina continued to be used by historians and geographers and others to refer to the area between the Mediterranean Sea and the Jordan River, as in the writings of Philo, Josephus and Pliny the Elder. After the Romans adopted the term as the official administrative name for the region in the 2nd century CE, Palestine as a standalone term came into widespread use, printed on coins, in inscriptions and even in rabbinic texts. The Arabic word Palestine has been used to refer to the region since the time of the earliest medieval Arab geographers. It appears to have been used as an Arabic adjectival noun in the region since as early as the 7th century CE. The Arabic newspaper Palestine, published in Jaffa by Isa and Yusuf al-Isa, addressed its readers as Palestinians. During the mandatory Palestine period, the term Palestinian was used to refer to all people residing there, regardless of religion or ethnicity, and those granted citizenship by the British mandatory authorities were granted Palestinian citizenship. Other examples include the use of the term Palestine Regiment to refer to the Jewish infantry brigade group of the British Army during World War II, and the TER